In this video, I'm going to do a backlink teardown for a specific URL on Baby Gear Lab. What's up? I'm Doug Cunnington. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be talking about Baby Gear Lab, and we're going to use a couple tools to take a look at the backlink profile for some diapers or something like that. We're going to use two tools, and we're going to use free version. The first tool that we're going to go through is Majestic, and they used to have a lot more information available with their free accounts, but as you'll see, it's quite limited these days. It gives you a little bit of information, but it seems like it's not all there, and it's honestly not all that helpful. The second tool that we're going to take a look at is AHREFS, and I think they are far superior. Even with the free version of their tool, they give you a lot of info. They do limit certain pieces in what you can get out of it, and we'll go into that when we look at the actual demo. But it's still super valuable, can give you, lots of data, even though they are limiting what you can get. So let's go ahead and get to the video.
This is the URL we're going to take a look at. So the battle for the best disposable diapers. And of course, you can look at, any other URL. Now, we're going to explore this with free tools, of course. I'm going to show you two of the tools that I use. And basically, we're just going to take the full URL here. We're going to go look first at Majestic. So this used to be sort of my go-to for looking at the backlink profile. And you can see I'm not even logged in this case, and it does give us some information. It tells us the trust flow of 23, and that's for the specific URL. Now, by the way, you can look at the root domain, the subdomain, the path, but we're going to look at the specific URL in this case. Now, you can see they want us to sign up and do some other stuff here, and you'll see very clearly coming up that the information we have here available on a free, without being logged in, a free account is very limited. So what we see here, and I'll go through each section. So the trust flow is the link quality. And if you hover over like the area, they'll tell you the trust flow is one of the Majestic flow metrics. It's weighted by the number of clicks from a seed set of trusted sites to a given URL or domain. That's sort of like the old idea of the page rank, the PR, which is like old school at this point. So this is sort of like how trustworthy the links are. The citation flow is 37, which is more of the link volume. So, and they give you this little, they tell you the little subtext down here. So citation flow is like the link volume. Trust flow is like the link quality. So 37 citation flow, and that's one of, it's basically weighted by the number of citations or links given to a URL or domain. In this case, it's the URL, of course. So 37 is pretty, that's pretty high. As we scroll down, they tell us the title here, which is nice. They tell us fresh external backlinks. There are 10 of them. There are less than 100 referring domains to this specific URL in this case. And they don't tell us anything about referring IPs or referring subnets. Now, I think they used to give you this information for free, but they don't at this time. Again, I'm not logged in, but we're going to go over and look at the logged in section in just a moment. And by the way, we're looking at the free version of Majestic, and we're going to take a look at AHREFS in a moment too. But this is where we're starting. We see they don't really tell us much about the link profile, which is not cool. That used to be out there for free. They don't really tell you much as far as the trust flow, the link history. They do give you this timeline. So as you can see, there's not a great number of backlinks listed here. And the thing is, I don't think, a site like Baby Gear Lab does a great deal of, promotion or outreach or link building activities like that. So, they have a lot of, really trust flow or domain authority or whatever it's called, domain rank, depending on where you're looking. So it's a good site, and they don't necessarily need to have a lot of backlinks. As you do more analysis, by the way, you'll often be surprised how few backlinks are actually required to rank a given URL. So as we see here, this is sort of the more valuable piece here. So we see the anchor text, and they tell us the anchor text for the specific, I guess it's the distribution, right? So that we could see in the pie chart, it's really clear, and they tell us that 33% is a branded like naked URL. Go check out babygearlab.com. This chart, right? So this chart has some percentage of the links, little, and the title of the actual post there. So this is, pretty valuable. Again, they don't tell you a ton of information, but they do say, the total number of backlinks is two for the first two anchor texts that are listed there. And that's it. So that's all that we have available right here. And there are different sections where you can dive down. This, of course, is a summary page, but since we're not logged in, there's not much info here. To my knowledge, right, so I've logged in here. This is my free account. And I think, right, I'm pretty sure that Majestic has upgraded and changed their offering a little bit, although it looks quite a bit the same as it has for years. But I think they're changing what they're offering. I don't look at backlinks like this every day, so I'm not sure if they changed it like super recently. But again, I used to be able to be logged into my free account and get more information here, like the link profile, and they will show you a graph. Basically, it's trust flow versus citation flow. I do not see it here, and it's a whole other conversation, but without going deep into it, we're missing that. Now we can see, the trust flow of 23, which is actually pretty good, and the citation flow of 37, which is great. That's probably a good combination. I think, ideally it'd be cool to have it, almost 1-to-1. So when they have the graph here, it'd be great if the trust flow was 37 also. In this case, it's only 23, but what are you going to do? So, all right, as we scroll down, you will quickly see that there is basically the same kind of information that we saw before, even though I'm logged in. So like I said, this is sort of a new thing. I'm sure it's going to change before too long. And if you look at other videos that I've done in the past where I've looked at backlink profiles like this, then you'll see that there was different information available. What I will do is I'll have a look. A lot of times I look at referring domains. So a lot of times I care about that more than the actual backlinks. And we see here that they're just trying to push us into their tool and become a paid member, which is a whole other conversation. So I don't have a paid membership here. And just for fun, we'll look at the anchor text also and see if there's anything new. Nope. They just want us to sign up. If I remember right, at the time of this recording, it's like $70 a month or something like that for the cheapest version. I'll just click on it so we can see. $80 a month if you pay monthly, and there's many different versions. These kind of tools are really for like SEO people that do this every single day, and I don't even need to get in here every single day. Occasionally I'll have a report pulled. You can go to a service like Fiverr, have a report pulled, and people can send that to you. Okay, so let's go to AHREFS, which actually has a lot more information. So AHREFS, I'm logged in to, again, a free account here. I didn't have a paid version or anything like that. I think you may actually have to sign up for AHREFS with a free trial potentially, and then you'd have to cancel it, and then you'll have an account in which you can log in and get some limited amount of data. There's a lot of information in AHREFS, and I think it's the premier, the best backlink crawler out there. Moz is inferior. If you just go take a look at the number of links that they have for a specific URL, you will see that they don't have nearly as much as AHREFS. In addition, when you look at Majestic, they really didn't tell us much information there. As far as the how thorough Majestic's index is. I think it's pretty good. I think it's, maybe not as good as AHREFS, but to be honest, I haven't gone and done, a lot of comparisons across all the URLs on the internet. But I think Majestic or AHREFS are great. And I think, if I had to pick, I think AHREFS has a better like index and database and I guess crawling capability. So we are looking again at the same URL here. They are, the overview really gives you just about as much information as you need, but we're going to go a little deeper because that's what we do around here. So off the bat, we can see that the AHREFS rank is this number. It's not super meaningful to me. I don't really care about that. And again, these sort of metrics, I don't pay too much attention to just generally, but the domain rank and the URL rank are 33 and 54 here. So the domain rank is sort of like the trust flow. And the URL rank is sort of like the specific URL and its rank. And they both are a scale from 1 to 100. And it gives you a relative idea if you're comparing like two different URLs. That's how it's valuable. Just as a sheer number, it's not that valuable. But if you look at it relative to other values for other URLs, that can be a little helpful. So the number of backlinks here. So this is the number of backlinks to the specific URL, all right? So 308. And you'll recall that Majestic told us something like 10, which seems weird because those are way off. So I don't know if Majestic, is just not giving much information because we don't have a paid plan or what. Next, we have the referring domains. Again, this is sort of the part that I care about more. It doesn't mean that, the other links don't matter, but it means that, there's probably a post on, 123 different domains, and each of those posts have a little bit less than 3 links per, post or whatever it is. So when I look at this, I see there's 123 domains pointing at that URL. That's kind of a lot. We'll go deeper into this in a second. As far as the organic keywords, this is the number of keywords that are ranking in the top 100. This is similar to the SEMrush data. So we're not even going to look at SEMrush, by the way, because I don't think their backlink index is very valuable. So when it comes down to it, AHREFS is kind of the whole package. They give you the backlinks and one of the best index that I think is out there, and then they do this organic keywords, which basically is what SEMrush provides to you as far as the tool that I stick to in SEMrush, which is the keyword and the organic keywords. And the information they give you there. They give you an estimate on the organic traffic, which is based on the organic keywords that are ranking. So this is just an estimate, but it does give you an idea based on the number of keywords that this URL is ranking for. Okay, so as we go through here, we're gonna, this focus is going to be on the backlinks and the referring domains. So we'll kind of focus on that. So the backlink profile here tells us that basically it looks like the page was published in April of 2017, and there were many referring domains pretty quickly, up to about 80 or so. A drop like this, it's not. It depends on like a lot of different factors, but if someone was interested, you would have to go and look at that time period and see, what links went away. Maybe, sites remove those links for some reason, but that seems kind of weird because Baby Gear Lab is a legit sort of site. It's not, some fly-by-night, affiliate site. It's been around for a lot of years, and, I'm not sure what would happen or why this happened. It could have just been, maybe a site was off or a few sites were offline or something like that. But it seems weird that, like 15 or 23 different sites were gone and removed links, but then it actually grew again here. So who knows what the deal is on that. And, sometimes if you look at backlink profiles, you'll see little dips and stuff like that. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. And we could see, more links were created here, quite a few more. And, it just about doubled because we were at, about 80 and, at the height we're at, 134, something like that. Now, okay, so that's referring domains, and this is referring pages, right? So this is like the specific, like a specific URL, and that's why the number is higher. So both are relevant, but I put more weight on the referring domains. If you want to just look at the numbers and not the graphs, right? The graphs are nice, gives you some information over time, but this is straight up, referring domains. We got 123. Do follow, we have 89 from .coms or 94. There's no .gov, no .edu. So you can sort of see the breakdown here. They do also tell you the no follow links. So when you look at the specific, number of backlinks here, they'll tell you there are 63 do follow and there are 37%, 63% and 37% do follow and no follow respectively. So oftentimes I, tell people, hey, don't worry about getting no follow links. Those are not bad to have. Here's a classic example, right? So there are, roughly 1/3 of the links are in fact no follow, and that's totally fine. They also give you the breakdown, whether it's a text link, a redirect, like some sort of 301 or 302 redirect, which would be sort of unusual to see, but not, impossible. And then whether or not if it's from an image. So we could see here, it's mostly text links, that's quite common, but there are some images. So that's interesting. They also tell us the URL rating and distribution here. So we actually see that most of the URLs that the links are coming from, like 84%, have a pretty low URL rating. So that's not terrible. I mean, that's a large volume of them. So, even though they're not very strong as far as this URL rating, there's a lot of them. So that's obviously helpful. And as we scroll down, we have like new and lost referring domains. So you can see the growth and when links went away and stuff like that. It also tells you the breakdown for new and lost links as far as whether they are do follow, no follow, redirects, or other. So again, interesting. We, of course, see the breakdown as far as the TLDs, so the top level domains, and where they're from. So you can see if the links are from different countries or whatever. We have the anchor text cloud. So they just have, the distribution of the anchor text here. And they have the anchor text phrases. And you can see there's some randomness there. There's some, just some variation, and that's just good overall. They have the anchor text terms and the number of referring domains. So they just break everything down for you. And this is one of the reasons why I think AHREFS is sort of superior. This data is, especially when we look at the Majestic stuff that I showed you before, like it's kind of incomplete. It gives you a relative idea, but this AHREFS version, and this, like I said, this isn't even the paid version. This is just the free version. Now, you will see where AHREFS caps you on the info they give you. So let's finally get over to the backlink. So I'll click here. Again, this is the whole overview section here. We can look at tons of stuff. We're only going to look at the backlinks and maybe the referring domains. So I'll click here. Let's see what we got. Takes a second to load up. And they allow you to, filter and look at stuff in different ways. So you can group similar links, one link per domain, all the links. You could look at the link type. So we could only look at do follow or no follow. We can look at where they're from the platform, whether they are blogs or e-commerce sites or whatever. And of course the language, and you can search here if you want. So as we see here, there are a lot of different links coming from a variety of different places. So they have 185 groups of similar links here. They're listing recent ones, and you can see the title of the page that it's coming from, the URL. They give you a little info as far as the CMS. So in this case, it's a comment system in WordPress, and they tell you the domain rating, the URL rating, the number of external links on a given page. So that gives you an idea if they're linking out a lot or not. Some social information, of course, the anchor and the backlink. So this is kind of cool to see if there's a line through it that tells us it's a no follow link here. And this, again, AHREFS is great. If you just hover over, it tells you that it's no follow. So if you're, you start looking at information, they give you more and more. You can, click on these links and it'll open up these specific pages if you want, and just, very usable. We can see the dates where it was first seen, last seen, and lost. And that is sort of the gist of it. And we can see here that there are, a lot of very good links. There are links from, smaller sites and, some, looks like Southern Savers is the first one listed here. And that generally to me looks like a, like a coupon site or something like that. So as we scroll down, you can see they give us a pretty good amount of information here. But this is where they limit you. Like I said, this is the free version. I'm trying to show everyone how to find this stuff in a free way. And there are 165 more results. We're only able to see the top 20. So you have to, keep that in mind. And as we look at the, backlink profile here, we also see Slate, which has a domain rating of 74, which is quite high. We have Hellobee, 54 domain rating, and so on. So there are like quite a few very sort of high-end, like highly, rated domains that this particular post got links back to. Now, one thing we can do, we can click on DR, the domain rating. It's going to sort it for us. It's going to take a second. Then we'll see that we have, it's in descending order. So the highest, domain rating is at the top. We see medium.com. We see AOL.com, big link. PR Web here. So it's a, press release, I believe, here. Another press release there. Slate, Money Crashers, and so on. So you can see there's some badass links that this like URL has, because it's a good post. And if you didn't watch the breakdown on Baby Gear Lab, I have a few links that I'll put in the description below. But if you take a look, this is a very good post right here. Just the table alone gives you so much information, and that's how it's able to get links, probably unprompted. So there are, forum links here, another forum, and, just in general, it has a lot of links. Now, of course, some of these are no follow, right? So forums don't necessarily have follow links. So that's no follow. This is no follow, but they are authoritative, and it's like right in the proper topic. So it's the bump, and okay, so primarily the bump, it looks like. But what we see here is forums, active forums, and they're probably links that people follow. So, a lot of time, not 100% of the time, but if you gave me the option to get a no follow link on a forum that actually brought traffic to my site, I'd probably pick that over a do follow link on a site that doesn't get much traffic and isn't very active in general. So if you have like traffic coming from a forum through a no follow link, that's still pretty good. I'd go for that. So, okay. So again, you can sort in descending order like we did. If you click on the heading again, it will resort it for you, or I think it will. So in this case, we have like the low ranking stuff just to get a different idea. And by the way, this is sort of a little trick. You get a look at, the top 20, look at the bottom 20. So if you sort it in different ways, you could actually see, more than 20 of the links. You of course can export here. You can get a CSV and then do, whatever you want with that data and analyze it or whatever. So we have some Blogspot, WordPress. We have different, just sort of not great backlinks here. And these are probably just, people's blogs here. Probably just people getting started. And, you get, quite a few of these, and we'll just, we'll arbitrarily take a look at this. So if I click on this, it's going to open up that specific WordPress site. So like I said, we'll just arbitrarily have a look at it real quick. So we can see, so Victoria Mom and .ca, and it looks like, maybe it's just someone's actual like blog that are trying to get started or whatever. It doesn't look like it's, any sort of link building activity. It just looks like a post on someone's site. So that is, another thing. You can go take a look at these specific like links out there. Take a look at them and get an idea. Now, I think this really covers it on this view as far as the backlinks. We can also look at new links. So they kind of break it down and they'll show you like per date on a calendar here. They'll show you like the recent ones. And in this case, we're just, seeing, we have 3 months listed here, but then we also have a week of data down here. So these are 3 new groups of similar links that are from the last 7 days. So that is what this view shows you. And, kind of, interesting, kind of useful. You can look like over the last 60 days. And of course, we'll see more of them here. So, now we're looking at from August 16th up until the present day. And we see, quite a few more. Again, where I would look is probably the referring domains area here most of the time. So here it tells you, the best links that it has. It goes in order and we get some relative idea of what's going on. It tells you the number of backlinks total, and then it tells you the number of do follow links. So as I mentioned, a site like The Bump and those forums, those are not do follow links, but hey, those are probably good links to have. As we scroll down, of course, we're blocked again. We could only see the top 20 here. But if you were, in a pinch, trying to save some money, you could just, resort it. You'll see the bottom. You can, sort things in different ways, like from first seen to last seen. You could look at other ways to slice it and dice it if you wanted to. But, most of the time, this will give you a pretty good idea. Next, we can take a quick look at the new referring domains. Again, similar information, kind of the same idea. It's just we're looking at domains overall rather than specific backlinks. So this is kind of the stuff that I would look at when I am reviewing the backlink profile of different sites. And again, AHREFS is giving us like way more data, even with a free plan, than Majestic. And, again, if you just want to do a little research and you're not necessarily in a spot where you could pay, I'm not even sure how much AHREFS costs per month. If you're not able to pay the $100 per month just to review this kind of information, it's totally fine to use the free versions. If you have any questions about what we went over, feel free to ask in the comments below. Or if you want to explore different areas in, say, AHREFS, we can look at, there's anchors, there's top referring content, there's organic search, there's pages, outgoing links. There's a lot more stuff here that we can explore. But again, we got to focus just on the backlinks in this video. Again, I'm Doug Cunnington. Thanks a lot for joining me today, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do a lot of videos like this, tutorials, helpful stuff on niche and authority sites, and glad you watched. Thank you.